All right, happy Wednesday. We are here with KSAT News Now, broadcasting live from the KSAT newsroom. And again, I have to thank Max Massey for stepping in last minute to join me on the set this morning. Thanks again, buddy.
It is absolutely an honor. And I will say, if we do take a wide shot, I'm not really sure how this all works. I even have a graphic. Look at that.
Well, look at you. That makes you official.
Moving on up. Thank you to Haley, producer extraordinaire, who threw a graphic at me. Yeah, I didn't have a jacket originally, so this was from my car. So if you notice, we take a wide shot, it doesn't match properly.
That's okay. It's 2023, man. I mean, we really don't need a match these days.
Okay.
Hey, and you don't even really need a tie.
Don't even need a tie.
You don't even need a tie. Turtlenecks work just fine too when the weather calls for it.
Ooh.
Yeah, we'll talk to me about that a little bit later on, though.
So it is Wednesday. How's your week going?
Going pretty well. I know it's your Friday.
It is.
It's probably itching ready for. I know your weekends are always pretty relaxed. So look, any big plans?
You know, hopefully this weather can keep up. Try to, my 30-year perpetual attempt at getting tan. Hasn't worked yet, but maybe one day.
But it's also some great views from your apartment.
Oh, yeah.
So over the weekend we had a little bit of sun. So
yeah, we'll talk to Mia. Very excited to talk to her, but we have a lot to talk about right now.
Yeah, your favorite topic, interest rates.
I love this topic.
You do. So, I mean, obviously we know the Federal Reserve is expected to make an announcement later today. Plus, we also have that story about two preteen boys who were arrested after threatening to bring guns to their school.
Don't
Scary
love that
stuff.
topic.
No, not at all.
No. And a cat rescued from a bridge.
I love that topic.
Yeah, I know. We're going to get to that. Yeah. That's a fun topic of the morning. But we are starting with the Federal Reserve. Big news today.
Yes, something on everyone's mind. Jerome Powell will speak this afternoon on the U.S. banking crisis. He's also expected to announce if another U.S. rate hike is on the way.
Bum, bum, bum. So it's so exciting because I'm going to go off a little tangent.
That's okay.
So I know the show is like usually, 16 minutes?
Yeah, but it's all about going off the cuff here.
All right, so if anyone's watching who's actually interested, this has huge implications on your credit card bills, your mortgages, your prices of housing. Actually, fun fact, first time in a decade, housing prices actually went down month over month, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But we're in this weird predicament right now because we've raised interest rates and the banks are starting to hurt. Obviously, we had the fake banking crisis that we've gone through. I say fake for a number of reasons. Come at me if you have questions. But now we're in this weird point where it's a do we, don't we situation where initially everyone thought we were going to raise it 0.5 percentage point interest rates, and then the banking crisis situation, fake banking crisis. So now they're like, well, should we raise it at all? Let's raise it 0.25.
Right.
And then they're like, well, hold on. If we don't raise it at all, everyone's going to think that there's a banking crisis.
Right.
So, sorry. Continue.
All right.
That's my little rant.
Well, we're going to try to catch up. Max, obviously it's a lot to break down, but we know Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen says that the U.S. banking system remains sound. She also added that Congress should raise the debt ceiling to help our economy, but critics of the White House say that won't produce any solutions. But, you would call yourself a Fed watcher?
Yeah, I'm a Fed watcher.
Okay,
I'm a Janet Yellen watcher. For a lot of her career, I'm a big Jerome Powell watcher.
But a lot of people are. It is a very important topic, and you mentioned a number of reasons. It impacts credit card rates, mortgage rates, and you mentioned stock market. So things that obviously people are keeping a very close eye on. And I read, according to the Associated Press, that if the Fed does raise its key rate by 1/4 point, it could reach roughly 4.9%, which is the highest it's been in 16 years. So it's a difficult decision, some would say.
Yeah. So it's funny because everyone's trying to walk a thin line.
Okay.
Because if you continue to raise the interest rates, which they anticipate that they will, then the banks are going to get, spooked a little bit. But then if you don't raise it at all, everyone's going to say you're only not raising it because we have a banking crisis, which completely contradicts everything that Janet Yellen's been saying for the last 72 hours.
So obviously that decision is going to come down. We're going to expect to hear some announcement at 2 this afternoon, so we know you'll be on it. I mean, we'll be looking out for your tweets as well.
Angry tweets.
Angry tweets. All right, let's go ahead and get to that next story about those two boys who were actually arrested, or I believe it was early yesterday. They're behind bars this morning after threatening to bring guns to the school. Again, a scary topic there.
Yeah, terrifying situation, especially after what we saw near Dallas just a couple of days ago. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office says an 11-year-old and 12-year-old facing charges of terroristic threats to cause fear of imminent serious bodily injury.
The sheriff's office says these charges were made after the 12-year-old threatened to shoot up the school, and the 11-year-old then said he would bring the gun to school as well. So again, very terrifying
yeah,
topic.
I mean, it's scary no matter who you are, if you're a parent or, honestly anyone really in society right now. But to hear that they're so young, I mean, that's the scariest part. So obviously, both of them were arrested Monday, and honestly, the good part is that they were caught, right?
Yes.
And so if you ever need to report a threat, see something, say something, call the sheriff's office, 210-335-6000.
And you mentioned this earlier, Max. This is on the heels of that deadly shooting out at Lamar High School in North Texas, where one was dead, another injured. Also, to add to that, we know concerns have been mounting on school safety and guns for such a long time now, unfortunately. But also these calls, hoax calls that sometimes school receives. Also, Iowa state officials did mention that they received 30 of their communities were actually targeted by false reports of a school shooting earlier this week. So obviously, whether it's a hoax or this is a real threat, this is something that law enforcement agencies continue to take seriously. And unfortunately, the ages of these two young boys, 11 and 12, again, those threats are still taken very seriously. So if you know something, it's important to say something.
Absolutely. All right, and a lot of people heard something yesterday.
Yeah, we all know what that is.
Oh yeah, helicopters flying near downtown, and we now know why.
Yeah, federal and local law enforcement teamed up for a joint training at the Alamodome. And of course, our cameras were able to see those helicopters navigate their way into the corners of the Alamodome and drop off emergency personnel and take off. There it is right there.
So the scenario, fake, staged, all planned out, but Mayor Ron Nirenberg says the need for this kind of rehearsal, it is real.
Yeah. The training included first responders from the FBI along with SAPD and fire. People nearby could see soldiers and hear helicopters. And I know John Paul Barajas was following this story yesterday, and he had a chance to speak with a special agent in the case, and says that obviously this is an essential part of what they do. And it can be alarming when you see those choppers in the sky like that and that kind of training take place. But the good news is it was all contained to the Alamodome, and no participants on this training had any contact with public. That's according to authorities.
All right, so I guess we're going to hear from the mayor talking about it.
Live in an era where attacks have happened, and we have to be prepared for them to happen in the future.
So have you been to any of these training situations?
I've not, but I mean, I stay on top of what we cover, and obviously you want to pass that word along so people are not spooked or alarmed when they see something like that in the sky. But we know that this was used in military training last summer, so people have, it is concerning when you see that, but again, it is, as you mentioned, an essential part of their training, so glad that they were able to get that done.
It is intense.
Yeah. Have you?
Yeah, we got to go kind of like inside one of the trainings, I think 3 years ago.
Wow.
Pre-pandemic, and it was, I mean, it's crazy. In San Antonio, we're known because we have Military City USA, but we have the bases here, we have military police, we have everyone, and so they kind of work together to recreate what could be an emergency situation. Yeah. And they take it very seriously.
Yes.
Everything's planned out. So it's encouraging to see that they are prepared.
And I'm glad that you mentioned that, because it is about building that relationship with law enforcement officials, because we have so many entities here and agencies. So it is important to see that training take place. All right, take a look at this video. Cell phone camera captured this terrifying moment. I saw this yesterday on RJ's story. A train smashing into an 18-wheeler, cutting it in half and sending a pickup truck it was carrying into the air. Scary stuff. Wow.
Yeah, wow, that is crazy. 18-wheeler stuck. Oh my goodness, it was stuck on the train tracks. This is on Schertz Parkway at FM 78. Luckily, and here's the best part, right? Because we can show the video as much, but the good news is no injuries reported.
Yeah, Schertz police, did tell us that no injuries were reported. Again, RJ Marcus was on that story yesterday. I know that he spoke with just some eyewitnesses there, and you can see that video that they capture on their cell phone really shows those terrifying moments. Terrible, something like that is terrible to witness. But we know in general the roads yesterday were just awful. This is just one stretch of it. Mia Montgomery is here now. Wet roads yesterday caused plenty of issues in areas. Obviously, I don't believe that is related to what we're seeing there, but we know elsewhere it was pretty bad.
I mean, it was soggy and it was damp, and there was just drizzle, even some light showers. I was kind of roaming around Bexar County yesterday too, in the afternoon even, and
I'm going to bring a ray of sunshine into this very negative conversation. It turned out to be gorgeous, though. I was sitting in the apartment, and I was like, why at the end of the day does it have to be beautiful outside?
You go to bed pretty early.
I do, and I was like, of
That's
course,
true.
when I'm trying to go to sleep,
true.
the sun comes out.
Well, and you know what? Max, probably the same thing today.
Okay.
And the same thing again tomorrow. That's kind of the theme, right? Like this morning, muggy.
Right.
So muggy and so humid. Had some drizzle out there, some mist, a little bit of fog. This afternoon, though, peaks of sunshine are expected, and we're going to copy and paste those conditions yet again as we head into our Thursday. A look right now at visibility, because we kind of use this tool to still see where we do have some drizzle and some mist in place. The good news is right now those visibility numbers are a lot better than where they were earlier this morning, but still a little bit reduced visibility out there in New Braunfels, stretching over to the Bernie area. You can see live cam right now here in San Antonio. This is 281 looking back over towards the airport. Still do have just those cloudy, overcast skies in place. That is just one telling signal that we have all of that moisture. We have all of that humidity in the works. Dew point right now 66, still very close to the actual air temperature. When those two numbers and readings are neck and neck, that's when the air saturates and we see that fog and that mist develop. So still very close. You can definitely feel the humidity stepping outside this Wednesday morning. As we head into the early afternoon hours, the cloud cover is still with us, but this afternoon, after about 2-3 p.m., we should see some of that low-level cloud cover break up just a little bit more, lead way to some peaks of sunshine, and you can see what that's going to do to our temperatures. We're near about 80 degrees, so very warm, very humid. We could find a few wind gusts out there, upwards of about 20 miles per hour today as well. Remember how I said we were going to copy and paste those conditions tomorrow? AM fog and drizzle, some afternoon peaks of sunshine. Temperatures, though, even warmer than what we're expected to find out there today. Mid to upper 80s in some spots, potentially approaching that 90-degree mark. Tomorrow night, more so early Friday morning, we're going to see a weak front move in. We could find a couple of thunderstorms, some scattered rain associated with that. I'll show you that on your Futurecast here next. Temperatures behind that weak front, again, not nearly as cold as what we saw with the front that moved in late last week, but we will see dropping humidity and plenty of sunshine return by Friday afternoon and into Saturday as well. Briefly going to time out that storm chance. This is early Friday morning, about 4:30 in the morning. We could find a couple of thunderstorms, especially across the southern Edwards Plateau. Edwards County, Real County, Western Kerr County will monitor for that. But then as this line approaches San Antonio, it is expected to weaken right now. Just some scattered rain possible by the morning drive into the mid-late morning hours. And then that's going to move farther eastward into Friday afternoon. We'll see drier air move in. More sunshine's going to return. Temperature still in the mid-80s there. And then into this weekend on Saturday, still expecting the sunshine, low 80s. Saturday is going to be a beautiful day. And then as we head into Sunday, the humidity is going to start to return. A couple of isolated showers possible, and maybe another front as we head into early next week.
Fantastic. You know what, though? I'm just waiting, like Max, waiting for the right opportunity to go to the pool and tan.
Saturday.
Low
Low humidity,
would be a great day to do
sunshine, low 80s.
You know what I do? I always look up, resorts to go just hang out by the pool. You know, I just can't wait for that time to roll around again.
We're almost there.
We're
almost there.
Yeah. It'll be so much fun, Mia. Thank you.
You
I
bet.
have a hot take.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
Oh, that was going to say, that was great.
No. I want it to be like 100 degrees.
All right.
Just
that coming from the guy on the East Coast.
I hate the
loves
cold.
100-degree weather
81 is great.
Hates
Low
the cold.
humidity is great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we have a perfect story here for you, Max.
Okay, let's hear it.
Yeah. Everyone meet Bridges the cat. Yeah.
Aw.
See that pun offered there?
great.
All right. Thank you. It's an unusual name for an animal, but an earned one at that. Check out those photos. What a cutie.
Aw.
Yeah.
All right, so you think it unusual, but she was actually stranded on an overpass ledge on I-10 last Friday. Luckily, Animal Care Services, ACS, able to rescue him, and he's now recovering.
Yeah, Bridges is, he's looking for a forever home,
Oh, look
which
at
is,
that.
let me tell you this, any cat that is looking for a forever home, there is somebody here that definitely wants to adopt you. If you would like to adopt him, you can head over to KSAT.com. But, have this conversation with Haley. I've talked to my roommate, our producer Haley Powers.
Are you bringing,
she has 3 cats.
what's the law here? Can you have 5?
She can do whatever she wants. You can be the cat lady that we all want to be. I mean, I definitely am. looking to adopt, so you never know. Bridges is I love a good rescue story.
Okay.
I love a good rescue story. You know, we have the Animal Defense League here also every Tuesday, San Antonio Humane Society. They have amazing animals up for adoption. And anytime you can rescue an animal like this or give them a forever home, it just makes for, again, a perfect ending. I love that. Our new beginning.
Look at that.
Perfect beginning.
I have, hi, we're on that camera. Stephen, thank you so much for having me today.
Max, happy Friday to you.
Thank you.
I hope that you can enjoy some.
Did we coordinate well?
We did. And you know what? I think that looks great. I think that looks fantastic.
You know what? We always show, because Stephen's always so organized, it looks like a rose.
Oh.
I'm just like, there we go.
Oh, try.
Yeah.
But thank you, Max. And thanks again for stepping in. And happy Friday. Hopefully you can enjoy some sunshine at some point during your day.
Yeah. Get it to 100.
All right. We'll see you back here at noon.